Hello and welcome to Old Toy, New Joy, the show where I share with you my previously enjoyed toys that I purchased from online sources, thrift stores, and collector shows that once belonged to someone else. Another exciting day where a package shows up in my mailbox. This one is from eBay. Where else? I'm going to open it up, see what's inside. I have a few things on order right now, so I'm even not exactly sure. They're sports cards, I can tell you that. Yep. There's the back. Here's Bill Bruton. I like the drawings. I like the amount of information usually that they give on the backs of these. They used to do those little cartoons back in the 50s. Hank Thompson. I think I have most of his cards now. He had cards from 1950 to about 1957. This is a nice Dave Pope with the famous catch. He actually did not make that catch in real life. He almost made that catch, but they decided to make it look like he made the catch in the picture. You can see right there. There's the ball in his glove. One more 56 Topps, the pitcher Sam Jones. That one's actually in a hard sleeve. And then another Harry Simpson. I like this Harry Simpson because this was of his 1 year in 1957, where he played the majority of it with the Yankees. That was the only year he played for the Yankees. He played for a lot of teams, which is why they called him Harry Suitcase Simpson. So we'll get one more look at them. I've got the camera angle reversed, so when you're looking at them, the letters aren't all backwards. Some of you may have been wondering, what the heck is going on with this guy's card collection? And I'm going to put them in my album, and if you haven't seen it, please check out an earlier episode of the show where I talk to you about my baseball card collection and go through it page by page. So why don't we have some fun, and let's look at the back of these cards, see what cards look like in 1956. This card is of the 1955 season for Bill Bruton, and let's see what the cartoon says. Like taking candy from a baby, Bill led the NL in stolen bases for the third straight year in 1955. That's pretty cool. And he had a .275 batting average that year. Dave Pope led the American Association with a .352 average in 52. Wow. Dave can hit a long ball in the minors, led the league 3 times in triples. And he had a .264 average that year. Also for the 55 season. Oh, that's from a previous page. Don't worry about that. Here's another one we got in today. Harry Simpson's card. Harry climbed over the 300 barrier for the first time in 4 major seasons in 55. After 3 years with the Indians, he came to Kansas City during the 55 season. And yeah, he had a .300 average, batting average that year. Not too shabby. It's tough because he kept moving around. Every year, every other year, he's playing for a different team. It's tough to settle in. Sam Jones. Sad Sam joined the club in 55 and topped the National League in strikeouts. He pitched a no-hitter against Pittsburgh on May 12th. Sam also hurled 2 hitters and 2 3-hitters last year. Oh. Not too shabby. And, that's Charlie Neal from the previous page. I think we had one more 56 Topps that we purchased today. Hank Thompson. Sam holds the record for double plays by third baseman in one season. In the 54 series, Hank hit 364. Not too shabby. And 63 RBIs with just 106 hits. That's pretty good too. So I thought it would be fun to maybe take a look at the backs of the Topps baseball cards as they look from 1952 up until maybe the late 60s, just to see the various designs. So you can see with the 52 Topps, these came in red or black backs, and there's biographical information and career stats and the past year stats, and that's it. Then with the 53, we have biographical information, again just a couple of years worth of stats with a lifetime in the past year, and then trivia. This is where it starts to get colorful. Here's 54 Topps, where there's the biographical, some stats, and then some highlights of the player, which are kind of neat. Probably took some work and some research to do that. And then there's your 55 Topps, so it starts to get a little comical. Here's our 56 Topps, which have an awful lot of graphics on the back. More than half the card is dedicated to sort of the mini comic strip. Looks like there's a mix of highlights and a little bit of humor. And there's our 57 Topps. Again, quite a bit of graphics on the 58. And you'll notice a lot of these players did serve in the military, either in World War II or Korea, so they'll mention if there was some military service. Here's the 59. Here's the 1960 Topps, and a lot of these players were also two-sport, even three-sport players, so sometimes they'll mention that as a point of interest. In this case, Bob Gibson was also a decent basketball player. There's the 61 Topps, not as colorful, but still some sort of comic on the bottom there. Here's a more conservative looking 62 Topps. And there's the 63. And it's interesting, I didn't know Lee May was a professional singer until I read the back of his baseball card. Here, the 64 Topps. There's a bit of a kind of a rub-away image. If you took a coin and scratched the bottom, then you would see a little bit of a comic. Here's a 65 Topps. As you can see, they're listing the major and minor league stats, which they did do sometimes in the back of the cards. I guess maybe to fill it up, because they're not dedicating as much space to the picture or to any kind of highlights. I don't have a 66 Topps to show you, so here's a 67. Again, major and minor stats and a couple of small pictures. No 68, so here's a 69 Topps. And some of the cards in the 70s had pictures, but most of them were just straight stats on the back. And then by the earlier mid-80s, as with this 83 OPG, it was just pretty much pure stats on the back of the cards. Well, thanks a lot for watching, for letting me discuss my new baseball cards with you, and we'll see you next time.